Good afternoon. This is Brian Shannon from Alpha Trends Blogspot. It's Tuesday, the 16th of January, 2007. The market's closed here, so let's take a look and see what happened today. The market wasn't really able to add to its gains. In fact, the S&P fell 23 cents here on the spiders. The Qs were down 3 cents, MidCaps down about 50 cents, and semiconductors down a little bit as well. Overall, though, I mean, basically no damage done. The market is still obviously in a healthy uptrend. We still have a pattern of higher highs and higher lows. We just found support near this rising 50-day moving average here. And the short-term trend, as we know last week, we got bullish above 141.50, and that's where this momentum has started from, and has brought us up to prior highs, but still they are higher highs. Now it looks like the key support for the short term looks to be about 142.75 to down to about 142.50, let's call it. Breaking below there might lead to a little bit further pullback. However, we do still have a rising 5-day moving average, so from an intermediate term standpoint, I would say give this market the benefit of the doubt, and as it is in alignment with the longer term trend, which is higher as well. The Qs, Nasdaq 100 here, let's take a look at the daily time frame. Obviously, we had the breakout to new highs last week. So far, this market is holding. I had outlined a scenario last week where we would possibly see the market break out to new highs, then those new highs would fail. There's no evidence of that whatsoever. It was just a possible scenario. The market is, however, extended here, and that makes newer purchases riskier up in this area because the market's just a little bit more susceptible to a deeper pullback at this point. I think for now you want to keep an eye on this rising 5-day moving average as potential support. That's about 44.75, and obviously the round number of 45 is going to hold some significance over the near term as well for the Nasdaq 100 Trust. The semiconductors, SMH, let's take a look here. Again, this market has been getting a little bit extended in here, and we've got still this area, the highs of this recent move up near about 36. So basically we continue to be range bound. You can see all these moving averages crossing back and forth in here on this daily time frame, indicating that there's a whole lot of really indecision. No, the buyers or sellers really don't have control in here, and that's typical of what you find in a sideways market like this. So we're just holding above the midway point basically of that range, and nothing really on these any of these time frames suggest that there's any low risk trade to take. So the tomorrow after the close, I think Intel reports, so maybe that'll get these things going one way or another, but for now I'd say the semiconductors continue to offer no real reason to be trading aggressively in that group. The mid-caps continue to find a little bit of resistance up near this 150 level, and this market looks pretty range-bound, 145 up to 150 right now. We're obviously at the high end of that range. We've gotten there after a big move that we saw. We were bullish above 146.50 last week. So this market's extended. It gapped higher and failed to hold those gains today, so it looks like it's probably due for a little bit of consolidation here in the mid-caps. Overall for the market, I'm not really wildly bullish or bearish, but we do have rising 50-day moving averages in all these markets except for the semis, so I continue to say that the benefit of the doubt goes to the buyers. The stocks that we've been in recently, we got stopped out of ISIS today, symbol ISIS. We got involved right down here at $11.25. Sold half of our position at $12.50 on Friday, and so the other half should have been stopped out at $12.22. So that ended up being a nice trade in ISIS. Align Technology, symbol ALGN. If this chart pulls up, here it is. Align Technology, we had gotten involved in at $14.22. That was basically Friday morning. And I'd suggested you raise your stop to $14.38. I was hoping that given a little bit of extra leeway would allow us to hold in this stock. However, we were stopped out with a gain of 16 cents in shares of Align. BCRX. Here's a stock that we had gotten short last week. After this rally higher, we got short, I think, right in there. The price that we were short at was $10.90. I suggested a stop at $11.10. That was taken out with this gap higher this morning. So you should have been out basically at the open with a loss of about 35 cents in shares of BCRX. ADCT I'd suggested a purchase of in yesterday's commentary. Let's take a look at a 5-minute time frame. But in here, what I was suggesting was first a pull back down towards 1505. We saw that 1505 get hit right here. And then we were going to buy the stock above 1510. So you should have basically gotten involved. Actually, right away, it pulled back to 1505, and you should have bought it at 1510. Actually early. So let me just redraw that. This actually, stock traded down to about 1502, 1503, I believe it was, and should have been purchased right here on that recovery at 1510. It didn't have the follow through that I was hoping for, but there's no reason to sell at this point. Our stop was at $14.86. I think you could raise that up to $14.92 at this point. ARRS, here's one that we were looking for to buy on strength. This stock did gap lower this morning, and then it was able to nicely recover and take out that $13.20 level. So it should have been purchased at $13.20. Our stop was at to be at $12.97. I think you want to keep your stop there for now. FFHL, this stock we were looking for. It gapped higher initially, and then that failed. We were looking for a pullback down to 1385. The low in here today was 1377. So once it pulled back to 1385, we then wanted to buy strength above $14 a share. It had a real nice rally from there of better than $1. Hopefully you took a little bit of it off. If not, if you're still holding, I think that basically you want to put your stop. Let's go about well, our original stop was at 1368. I'm going to say let's keep our stop at 1368 in FFHL. MVIS, here's a stock we were looking for to buy on strength above 380. That doesn't mean buy it at 395 when it opens up there. That basically nullifies the trade. If you were to get involved with MVIS today, I think it probably should have been right around in this area here. Once that initial gap kind of shook out some of the initial early anxious buyers, and then the buyers reestablished dominance right here. I think that's probably where you should have been involved. Officially, we don't have a position, so I'm not going to continue to update it. Rackable Systems, symbol RACK. We were looking to sell this stock short below 31.35. That never occurred, so no trade should have taken place in RACK.